Some weapons are just tools. But a few rewrote the rules of war. Today, we count down the top 5 handguns that changed warfare forever. These are not just guns, they are legends of the battlefield. Number 5. The Colt M1911. Designed by the genius John Browning, this .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol became more than just a military sidearm, it became a symbol of American firepower. Adopted by the U.S. Army in, you guessed it, 1911, this pistol served through 2 world wars, Korea and Vietnam, clocking in over 7 decades of active duty service. What made it so enduring? Simplicity. Reliability. Raw stopping power. The M1911 was engineered to stop a charging enemy in a single shot. In fact, its very adoption was a direct response to the Moro Rebellion in the Philippines, where U.S. troops needed a handgun that could drop an attacker on the spot. The .45 ACP round delivered that knockdown force. And then there's the build, steel frame, single action, 7-round magazine. No fancy gimmicks. Just clean, rugged function. This pistol could survive mud, sand, blood and rain, and still fire. In World War I, it was the close combat king of the trenches. In World War II, it rode in the holsters of generals, paratroopers, and tank crews. In Vietnam, it was still the last line of defense when things got too close for comfort. Even today, over a century later, the M1911 lives on, not just in museums or collections, but in the hands of elite shooters, special forces, and civilian marksmen who swear by its ergonomics and classic feel. The Colt M1911 isn't just a relic. It's a living legend. And it's still ready to fire. Number 4. The Luger P08. Sleek. Elegant. Deadly. The Luger wasn't just a handgun, it was a statement. A symbol of German engineering during the early 20th century. First introduced in 1900, and officially adopted by the German military in 1908, the Luger earned its iconic P08 name and became the sidearm of choice for German officers in both world wars. Its most striking feature? The toggle lock mechanism, a mechanical ballet of moving parts that snapped forward with a crisp, metallic sound. Unlike anything else on the battlefield, it gave the Luger a futuristic, almost sci-fi appearance in an era of revolvers and rudimentary pistols. But this wasn't just about looks. The Luger was incredibly accurate, firing the 9mm parabellum round, a cartridge it helped popularize, and which still dominates modern handguns today. On the front lines, the P08 was feared and respected. In the hands of Nazi officers, it became a chilling symbol of command. Captured Lugers were highly prized war trophies by Allied soldiers, many risking their lives just to bring one home. Its grip angle, 55 degrees, was considered perfectly ergonomic, influencing later designs like the American Glock decades later. Yet, the Luger wasn't perfect. Its precision machining made it expensive and sensitive to dirt, a stark contrast to the rugged, all-weather Colt M1911. Still, the Luger left its mark. In cinema, in museums, and in the memory of generations. It is perhaps the most recognizable silhouette of any handgun ever made. A blend of art and war, the Luger P08 wasn't just built to fire. It was built to impress. Number 3. The Glock 17. On the surface, it doesn't look flashy. No exposed hammers. No polished wood grips. No classic charm like the Colt or the Luger. But make no mistake, this is the handgun that rewrote the rules of modern combat sidearms. Introduced in 1982 by Austrian engineer Gaston Glock, a man who had never designed a firearm before, the Glock 17 was born from fresh eyes and fearless innovation. Its most revolutionary feature? The polymer frame. At a time when handguns were made almost entirely of metal, the Glock's lightweight plastic frame shocked the firearms world. Critics laughed at it. Some even called it a Tupperware gun. But the laughter didn't last long. With fewer than 35 parts, no manual safety, and a 17-round magazine, the Glock 17 offered unmatched simplicity, reliability, and firepower. Police departments around the globe began switching almost overnight. Militaries took notice. Even Special Operations Forces quietly adopted the Glock for its ease of use and low maintenance. Drop it in the mud? It fires. Submerge it in water? It fires. Freeze it solid? It still fires. That legendary reliability turned the Glock into more than just a pistol, it became the gold standard. Today, over 65% of law enforcement agencies in the U.S. carry Glocks. It's been featured in thousands of films, video games, and tactical manuals. And it didn't stop at the 17. The Glock family exploded, from compact models to full-auto variants like the Glock 18. The Glock 17 didn't just join the world of handguns. It took over. And it's still leading the charge. Did you know? The Glock 17 is called 17, not because of its magazine size, but because it was Gaston Glock's 17th patent. That's right, the name is a serial number, not a spec. Number 2, the Mauser C96. At first glance, it doesn't even look like a pistol. With its long barrel, wooden shoulder stock, and broom handle grip, the C96 seems more like a piece of steampunk artwork than a sidearm. But don't be fooled. This is one of the most innovative handguns ever created, and one of the earliest truly modern semi-automatic pistols. Introduced in 1896 by the German arms manufacturer Mauser, the C96 was decades ahead of its time. It fired 10 rounds of 7.63 by 25 mm ammo from an internal magazine, and had a range of over 150 meters, practically unheard of for a pistol. That's why it was often used with a wooden holster that doubled as a rifle-style stock, turning the pistol into a compact carbine. The C96 served in almost every major conflict of the early 20th century. The Boer War, the Russian Civil War, the Spanish Civil War, World Wars I and II. And it wasn't just a German weapon. It was used by British officers, Soviet revolutionaries, Chinese warlords, and even Winston Churchill himself, who famously carried one during the Battle of Omdurman. Its nickname? The broomhandle Mauser, because of the shape of its grip. And while it eventually got replaced by more compact designs, its influence never vanished. Even George Lucas used its silhouette to design Han Solo's blaster in Star Wars. The Mauser C96 wasn't just a gun. It was the future, built in the past. Lightbulb fun fact: the Chinese called the C96 the box cannon because of its wooden holster and explosive power. It became a status symbol among officers. And finally, number 1, the Beretta M9. For over 30 years, this Italian-made pistol was the official sidearm of the United States Armed Forces. Adopted in 1985, the M9 replaced the legendary Colt M1911, bringing with it a 9mm NATO standard caliber, a 15-round magazine, and smooth double-action operation. Designed off the Beretta 92 FS, the M9 offered accuracy, ease of training and high capacity, all vital in the age of modern warfare. From the deserts of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan, it became a trusted companion for soldiers across every branch. The M9's open slide design gave it excellent reliability, and its ambidextrous safety made it ideal for diverse combat situations. Some criticized it for lacking stopping power compared to the .45, but in return it offered greater control and faster follow-up shots. And its look, that unmistakable Italian style, made it a favorite in Hollywood and video games alike. Whether drawn by Marines in Fallujah or agents in spy thrillers, the M9 earned its reputation not just on looks, but on real-world performance under fire. Though officially replaced by the SIG Sauer M17 in recent years, the Beretta M9's legacy lives on, in stories, in history, and in the hands of those who carried it into battle. The M9 wasn't just a sidearm. It was a signature of a military era. Did you know? The M9 had to pass over 30 rigorous endurance and torture tests by the U.S. military, including 20,000 consecutive rounds without failure. From 19th century innovations to 21st century warfare, these handguns didn't just serve. They defined history. Which one do you think changed the game the most? Let us know in the comments, and hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started.